Hello and welcome. This is not your typical live stream. As you may or may not know, my live streaming quality sucks. And that's not just because of me. It's not just because of the games I'm choosing. It's because the PC is very slow. And I'm not sure... I am not sure whether or not it's just my PC is out of date, because it is rather old. It's been quite some time since I updated it. Or whether or not, as it has been suggested, that perhaps some of the slowdowns are coming from overheating. I am not sure that is the case, but that's what we're here for. Is I'm going to try to play some games and keep this software monitor running in the corner here. You can see it yourself. And we are going to monitor the temperature of my CPU. And you can see an arrow here. We're going to monitor my temperature of the CPU. Current value, its minimum and maximum. This is what we care about most, is the max. Also CPU utilization, memory utilization. And also the temperature of my graphics card, which you can see down here. The main one, the hottest one by far, is going to be what's called the hotspot. So if you would, try and enjoy, but keep an eye on... I'm mainly interested in the CPU temperature. If it breaks like 90 degrees, that's pretty hot. And it might be getting to the point where the CPU is throttling and killing its own frame rate. I'm not sure what that looks like. Usually, in my experience, when a processor gets too hot, the PC just shuts down. I've seen a CPU get so hot that the PC shuts down, but I don't know what it looks like if it starts to affect frame rates, or if there's some kind of like fan throttling or what's going on. So we're gonna play some Warhammer 40k Space Marine when it ever loads. We're gonna keep an eye on the performance, and we're gonna keep an eye on the temperature up here. We're gonna see what happens. The game is currently installing DirectX, which I have installed, but it wants to check anyway. But I figured I should do this to check to see if there's overheating before I do anything drastic like upgrade my entire PC, which I would have to do. If it's overheating, it's a simple fix. And the reason it could be overheating is because I use the stock CPU cooler, which I'm told is laughably stupid of me. I've never had problems before, or at least I didn't think I did. But perhaps it is the cause of the overheating. No, there's no dust. I keep my PC pretty clean. I have checked that before. And the ventilation on the case is pretty good. I have a lot of fans on the case. I've checked the direction of the various fans, and everything is exhausting as it should. Shazam has been a great help so far in helping to diagnose the issues. Sega. You're going to see that hotspot temperature on the bottom. It's going to get real hot because when I was trying System Shock off stream, the hotspot got as high as 94 degrees, which to me seems really hot, but I guess we'll find out. For some reason, the game has defaulted to 1360. This isn't even a resolution. 1366 by 768. That's quite an aspect ratio there, too. We're gonna keep all this on. There we go. I wonder if this runs on controller, because right now I'm using a controller, but so far all the configurations are keyboard mouse. I thought this played with a controller. Yeah, abstruse. Yeah, you mentioned that. That my current GPU can get to about 110 degrees Celsius, but 94 still seems high. At least for kind of a cruising temperature, it seems high. There is only Gwar. I played this a long time ago, very long time ago, on the Xbox 360. Is the thermal paste still good? Well, I won't know that unless I took it off. Unless I took the cooler off. We're still running movies, so we're not exactly getting into overheat territory just now. Yeah, I can't check the thermal paste unless I take the cooler off. And I'm not doing that. I need a weapon. I'm really hoping it actually is it's this overheating issue, because that's easy. That's a I can buy a second market whatever you call it. I can buy an extra heatsink and fix that. Much simpler than buying a whole new PC, or building a whole new PC rather.
Captain Titus, the orcs have massacred the Forge World's forces, and they have taken the planetary defense weapons.
Clever of the damned orcs. Keeps us off their backs while they loot the Titan war machines.
Isn't it cool that we're too tough to wear helmets?
Get the ship to safety. Find another way down.
Aye, Captain. Thunderhawk Lance of Jove returning to launch bay.
This is your plan.
We need to get to the surface to take out the gun battery. Or do you want to go home already, Sergeant?
Not before having a word or two with the orcs.
Is that wise, Captain? The Codex Astartes does not support this action.
Try to keep up.
Don't quote the Codex at me. Knife to see you. Knives never need to reload. How do I reload anyway? What the? Oh.
Get off my ship, Space Marine!
So far the temperatures seem to be pretty, doing pretty well. But I'm not really running at any slowdowns. Ow. Could always just run Prime 95 plus fur mark. I don't know what any of that means.
You're gonna die!
That Space Marines pack something better than a knife. I mean, it's a good knife.
You're gonna die! Kill the Space Marines!
That seemed avoidable. Yes, less DACA would have been the answer to that.
Captain Titus, come in. Damned orcs shot me off course. I've had no word from Leandros, but I'm picking up Vox chatter from Imperial Guard forces on the ground.
I scarcely thought anyone would be left alive, much less still fighting.
Heading towards the front lines now.
I will meet you there.
Temps so far seem pretty manageable. But the frame rate's been pretty good too, all things considered. Give me a second. I can put a frame rate counter in the top left corner there, which you can't see. Top right corner, I mean. It should be running at 60. That's the max frame rate for the monitor at this resolution. This game may not be pushing the limits. You're right, Shazam. We could go back to System Shock. System Shock was kind of redlining the GPU anyway. Off stream anyway. Jackson, Baldur's Gate 3, the issue there was me hosting the game and running OBS at the same time. That was inadvisable. That was a bandwidth issue, I believe. That was a network issue. There's too much data going back and forth. This one, you should see the temperature start to spike a little bit. Edward Diego is just talking and talking and talking. My current cooling system is just the stock CPU cooler, which has a fan on it, I believe. Yeah, there's case fans. Loads of those. The heck is that? Yarg! There is nothing in this chamber. It's just a death trap. That whole thing was just a death trap. You're getting 75 to 90% CPU utilization, which could be causing some stream spikes in OBS. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. My CPU is getting maxed out in terms of utilization. See, right there, that was a huge hit I took on frame rate. I don't know what caused that.
I know you've been fighting hard, fighting to keep the way of life that is proving to be selfish.
That cut him in half. The temperature was actually looking worse off stream. The hotspot on the GPU was shooting up to 94. It hasn't gotten that high yet. As for the other things running, there's really nothing else running. There's a Chrome window, a Google Chrome window. Steam is running, but other than that, there's no software applications running. I can double check. Razer Synapse, which shouldn't be taking that big of a hit. A full reinstall of Windows? No thanks. Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary running here.
Gas grenades I found are doing work. I just tossed one at a pack of mutant freaks and watched them hit the floor. Give me enough of these, and I'll crush them all.
I'm just going to start looking for fights. I'm not going to play this as tactically as I normally would. CPU is at 100%, I can already tell. I applied the wrong patch. I think I did. Cyberpunk to really stress it. What's funny is I can run Cyberpunk at a pretty good rate. Now, streaming it, I don't think there's any chance. Cyberpunk needs a 9 gig update. 9.25 gigabytes, to be specific. So we're not playing Cyberpunk tonight. Yeah, Yeah, the trick is, the CPU, I've maxed out my motherboard as it is. Like, this is the best, on my current motherboard, this is the best possible CPU that I can have on this motherboard. So if I upgrade the CPU, I need to upgrade the motherboard. And if I upgrade the motherboard, I need to upgrade the RAM. So it's basically a whole new system buy. And this is me being lazy, but I don't want to do a whole new system buy because I don't want to build a system because I'll fuck it up. But it seems like I may not have a choice. Maybe you run a benchmark to make sure your CPU is on spec with others with the same model. Give me a second. Let me download an update for one game. We can actually still try Cyberpunk. I can go offline and try to play it that way. I can put Steam in offline mode and try to run the game from there. I can actually run Cyberpunk as it is, off stream anyway. I can run it pretty smooth. Not at the best, not the best settings, of course, but I kind of found a good. I found a good spot. Yeah, building a system is easy if you know what you're doing, and I kind of know what I'm doing, but it's been a long time, and it's the sort of thing I don't really want to do it because if I screw it up, I won't have any alternative but to have it taken into a professional, and I don't want it. You know, I'm whining. I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to whine. just finishing up with a download here. It's a big. This is a big project I'm talking about, and there's a lot. There's a lot at risk. There's a lot that could go wrong, like just installing the thermal compound on the CPU. It's not difficult, but you don't want to fuck it up. So putting on an aftermarket cooler on the CPU, I got to do the thermal paste. I don't want to do the thermal paste because I'll fuck it up. And I did it last time. I didn't fuck it up, but I'm still paranoid that I will. There's a lot of pressure. I'm not good with pressure. It's almost done. It says verifying. Yep, and then there's the cables. I've got a lot of cables to mess with because I've got a lot of hard drives in here. Your cooler paste was pre-applied. That's lucky for you. Because the cooler I'm looking at, the cooler that was recommended to me, does not have it pre-applied. Okay, I'm starting Steam in offline mode. Don't make me update this. If you want to see a benchmark, Cyberpunk has a benchmark. I could just run that. If you just want a quick answer on how this is going to look and what kind of temperatures we're dealing with. It's just taking forever to start. And you know what I really hate about installing a motherboard? Are all the little tiny screws. Because if you drop a screw, you got to go find it, and I don't want to go find it, and I don't have one of those neat little magnetic screwdrivers that help you pick up screws, and you probably shouldn't use those on a motherboard anyway. I'm not sure if using a magnetic screwdriver is a smart idea on one of the magnets and computers, you know what I mean? Why does it say it's still running? Oh, God. Fucking magnets, how do they work? Well, I'm not sticking the screwdriver in the hard drives. I'm talking the motherboard. All those little tiny screws that go in the motherboard. Those little teeny fucking screws. And I'm an old man. My hands shake. You know how it is. Honestly, I should get a... Hidden Gem says magnetic screwdriver should be fine. I should get one then. Because I have a nice screwdriver, but it's not magnetic. Cyberpunk is being a bitch. Come on, you can do it. It really wanted to update, and I told it not to. And I hurt its feelings. Okay, Cyberpunk isn't happening. Any particular reason I went for Radeon instead of Nvidia? I don't know. No. There's no reason. No, it's not your fault, Jackson. Just needed an update, and I didn't want to waste time doing it. Is there any way to make it play without updating? Son of a bitch. Well, I don't think we need to run it anyway. I think we've kind of narrowed down what the problem is, which is a bummer. But it confirms what I had suspected. I was actually thinking the overheating theory had some it may not be wrong, but the heating situation isn't nearly as bad as I was led to fear. The stock cooler seems to be doing just fine. No, there's nothing broken with it, Lepus. There's nothing that's been damaged or anything like that. It's just old. And running modern games kind of brought it to its knees. It was a really nice system when I bought it, but that was like 10 years ago. Well, let's see. We may not do much more tonight. This was mainly just a troubleshooting stream. Yeah, I'm not going to make you guys watch any longer because I'm not going to play anything else, I don't think. But thank you guys for coming and helping out, keeping an eye on the temperature for me, and I appreciate your input. Like I said, I'm a bit out of practice when it comes to computer talk, so your input has been invaluable in helping me decide what I'm going to do. So I will see you guys next time, whenever that is. I will probably have upgraded my PC, but the next time I come back, that might be a while though. So whenever that is, I'll see you next time.